Abby arrived on a Friday, and by the following Sunday, it looked like he was comfortable enough to start training. So the first thing we do here is ask him to get on an appropriate perch where we can comfortably work with him. I brought him down with a few nut treats, and then I slowly asked him if I could open the door. Now every time I started to open the door, he would try and climb out, so I would slowly and calmly shut the door and then ask him to return to the perch. After a few repetitions and delivering a high rate of reinforcement for the appropriate behavior, Abby finally got the picture that he could get what he wanted by performing the behavior that I wanted. Abby stayed calmly on the perch while I opened the door. Once Abby was comfortable staying on the perch, I was able to put my hand on the perch next to him and ask him to advance closer to it. He surprised me by tenderly putting a foot on my hand and then resting it on there for quite some time. I am careful to use an open hand of treats to make sure I have his attention and keep a high rate of reinforcement, making sure to keep his beak high and away from my hand. Abby was quite comfortable stepping all the way onto my hand and surprised me even more by crawling up my hand and towards my shoulder. Because of Abby's earlier behavior of climbing up the cage, I had not left myself much room to maneuver around the perch by keeping his door relatively closed. So I needed to find a way of convincing him to step off my arm and onto the perch. So I slowly lowered him and used my food hand to lure him off my arm and back onto the perch. This calmly and safely concluded our first session.